Now, now for a quick Devar Torah. Uh, in this week's Parsha, we have the issue of the half shekel. And everybody has to give a half shekel. And it's regardless of your economic status. Rich, poor, everybody gives the same. This is to show that we're all equal. Every Jew is equal to another Jew, no matter his economic status or his spiritual, what he thinks is his spiritual status. We're all equal in God's eyes. And this is what the half shekel is about. Also, it's half shekel, not a full shekel, because the basic reasoning is that we're all incomplete without the other. In other forms of faiths, the some of the holy people live in a monastery, or they live away from society. This is not true according to the Torah. According to the Torah, if you want to be holy, you have to live in a community. Like we cannot have a minyan saying Kaddish without a minyan, without 10 Jews. We need the community to support us. Everything we do is basically community oriented. As those of us who have had to sit Shiva know, that one of the big things is when you're sitting Shiva, the community comes to support you. They come, we daven together, we do everything together. The same thing, by the way, even in what we'd consider to be the mystical realm. In certain other faiths, mystics are sitting alone up on a mountaintop, whatever. Among Jews, if you want to find the mystics, you go to where the larger Jewish communities are. It's no accident that Tzfat was considered to be the center of Kabbalah in the 16th century, and it was one of the largest groups of Jews getting together. That the chief rabbi of Tzfat was Rabbi Yosef Karo at the time, and he was a major Mekubal, a major Kabbalist. That was no accident. It's like that shows you the importance of community. If you want to live a full Jewish life, you have to be in a community. And that's why it's half a shekel. As a tie-in to Shushan Purim, remember that before Esther could bring her plan for addition, before she could bring her plan out, the plan to bring down Haman, she asked all the Jews to fast for 3 days. In other words, she was going to put herself on the line, but she had to know that the community was supporting her, that it was not just her, it was everybody behind her. Something that we forget is that we're reliant on a lot of other people. As you know, with what's going on today in Iran, we know about the pilots flying from these aircraft carriers. Well, there's not that many planes on the aircraft carrier. There's maybe 100, 200, whatever. That means only about 100, 200 pilots. But there are 5,000 sailors on those ships, because that's what you need to support those pilots. Ulysses S. Grant, who became the commander-in-chief, the commander of the Army of Potomac during the Civil War, his claim to fame was that during the Mexican War, he did not fight in a battle. He was in charge of logistics, making sure the army had what it needed. So in other words, he understood the importance not just of the guys fighting, but the ones behind the lines who are making sure the guys who are fighting get what they need to do their job. And sometimes it's a lot more than who are doing the actual fighting. I think during World War II, it was only 10% of the soldiers actually saw combat. The rest were behind them, making sure they could do it. So that's what the Torah is coming to say. It's coming to say that, yes, we're all important. And that half a shekel, because we're not complete without the community. We need to be together, united, to be complete. Some